Hey friends, Alex Fisher here. Thanks for checking out this month's tip. This month we're going to talk about how to be a speed racer out of a greenside bunker. So stick around and I'll show you exactly what that means. Okay, so let's get to it. So one thing that people don't realize in the greenside bunker is that your impact position is completely different to what your full swing impact position would be. And what I mean by that is our goal is when we're hitting a full swing shot is for our hands to come through impact before the club head gets there. So we want to create shaft lean. But in a greenside bunker, that's something that we really don't want to do. We actually want to make sure that our hands and our club head get back to the ball at the same time. So we've set up this little kind of gate here, and we'll call this our finish line. So the finish line is where the golf ball is going to be. And instead of my hands passing that finish line, which are these cones here, before the club head gets there, we want to make sure that the hands and the club head get there at the same time. And so that might feel like a little bit flippy, but let's talk about the setup first and how to hit a greenside bunker shot. So the first thing we want to do is to make sure that we have the ball position right. I think one of the big mistakes I see people make in a bunker is they have the ball too far back in their stance. So you always hear the term hit 2 inches behind the ball. Well, the simplest thing you can do here is to make sure that you just move the ball 2 inches forward of center. If you do that, then you're pretty much guaranteeing that you're going to hit the sand before the actual ball itself. So let's go ahead and make sure we go ahead and set up that ball first, slightly ahead of my stance. Second thing is we can go ahead and open the club face just a little bit. Reason why you want to open the club face is because you don't want to hit the ground with the leading edge in the front part of the club here. We want to make sure that we make contact with the ground with the bounce there. Avoid making the club dig into the sand itself. And then because we're open in the face, we're going to open our stance just a little bit as well, just to offset the angles of the club face. From there, we're going to break the rules for a second, and we're going to make a practice swing in the greenside bunker. I highly recommend you doing this when you're just practicing. Obviously, you don't want to incur a penalty stroke when you're playing, but we want to make sure that as we're hitting these shots, we're not coming into impact with the hands forward. We want to make sure that we have a little bit of kind of a softer wrist hinge and unhinge coming through, and we want to make sure that this and this get to the ball at the same time. Another mistake I see people make is that they tend to hang back to try and lift the ball up in the air. We want to really avoid that because, again, we don't want to basically get too far behind the ball and make the bottom of the swing happen too soon. So what we've done so far is we've put the ball just slightly forward in my stance. We're going to go ahead and get that club face open just a little bit, and then we're going to make a practice swing here, going back and through. Little bit of sand, but making sure that that club head and the hands come through at impact at the same time. We'll go ahead and set up here. We've got a short flag right in front of us here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and make sure again those hands and the club head get back to the ball at the same time. So if I do that and I make sure that that shaft doesn't lean forward, I'm going to maximize the loft that I have on the golf club while avoiding the golf club actually digging into the sand. So completely different impact position to what a regular shot would be, but if you practice that, making sure that you have the ball position correct in your stance, make sure that your weight's a little bit on your front foot, open that face just a touch, and then make sure those hands and club head get back to the ball at the same time. Guarantee getting out of a greenside bunker will not be an issue. So thanks for checking out this tip, and definitely go and try that out the next time you get the chance to practice.